Hey everyone, it's DrayYoutube584. In this video, since it's New Year's Eve, I'll be going over my best days of 2022. Before, I told you I was going to go over this in other years, but I kept delaying them. Hopefully it'll come to you one day. So, anyways, the only pictures that weren't taken on the day it happened was number 9 and the third honorable mention. Number 9, I found a picture online, and the third honorable mention, I had to use a picture from a different day. But the rest of them I took on that day. So let's get started. Number 10. March 30th. On that day, I got picked up from school early in my last class. After that, I went to spend the night with my mom in a hotel that's further up north. That night we went to Rob for dinner, and we tried going into our pool even though it was cold. But we ended off the day with playing Scrabble, watching a show called Freaks and Geeks. Anyways, I have the video of the hotel uploaded onto YouTube, and I posted it on the same day. Number 9. March 4th. On this day, I went to Dave & Buster's for my life skills class. It was a fun day, as I played a lot of games there that I enjoyed, and I was hanging out with a friend named Sean at one point. For lunch, we had a buffet in a room, which was also nice. Even better that this day was a Friday. And number 8. December 3rd. This day was one of the 3 times we went to Hershey Park this year. Spoiler alert. There will be 2 other times on this list that I went there. This time, we went for Christmas. Although most of the rides there weren't open, we still had a good time. We went to a restaurant there, and then we went on the Kissing Tower. If you want to know what that is, you can look it up. Then we went to the section with Santa and got a picture with him. At one point, an elf asked me what I want for Christmas, and I said, immortality. Like that. And my parents thought that was hilarious. After that, we went through a light show. It was cool because we wore glasses that made everything look like snowflakes. Then we went back to the hotel at night. It was nice to do something like that for Christmas, I would say. Number 7. June 4th. I went to the Ocean City Boardwalk 5 times this year. This was the first time this year. I went with my Aunt Dottie. We went to a restaurant there, and then we rode some of the rides at Castaway Cove. I even ended up going on a roller coaster there that I was scared of before, known as Gale Force. We came back home that night. It was nice to have a day out with my Aunt Dottie. Number 6. March 31st. As I mentioned, I spent the night before at the hotel with my mom up north. On that day, we went to the Mall of America near it, which is a very large mall. We went there. We went to Nickelodeon Universe, which is a Nickelodeon-themed indoor park. One of the rides that we went on twice, known as the Krang Prime Pandemonium, caused my mom to have a bad dream about it flying off and the ride having no survivors when we were going to go on it next. And then we went to see some of the other stuff at the mall, in real life, I mean. And it was pretty cool. Number 5. July 29th. This is a day I was looking forward to all year. I went to my first ever concert, and I saw Greta Van Fleet. I didn't know a whole lot about the band, but it was my stepdad John's idea, because that's one of his favorite bands, and I ended up going. It was an amazing show, and the performance was great. Unfortunately, when we went back to the hotel room, my mom got sick and was coughing non-stop. But aside from that, it was a great day. Number 4. June 19th. This was my first time of the year going to Hershey Park. Although we didn't stay at a hotel overnight this time, there was just something special about this day. It was the fact that I ended up going on every roller coaster that I would be too scared to go on years ago. The only one that we didn't ride was Candemonium, since it was temporarily closed. But I still rode it in 2021 at least. So it wouldn't have been the first time. On 3 days before that, which unfortunately was a horrible day for me. I was talking to a friend named Colin on the phone about Hershey Park. And he brought up that the roller coaster known as Sky Rush was scary and intense. Fortunately, I did fine when I rode it that day, but what he said made me feel nervous for it. But then I sent him a picture after. Number 3. October 22nd. This was the other day this year I went to Hershey Park. They had Halloween stuff there, and it was the best out of the times I went there this year. That time, I went with a friend named Derek and his girlfriend Maddie. I did stuff with them multiple times this year. You've seen Derek in my video, Amazon's Magical Pen. And he also did a spoken part in my songs Outer Space and 17. It was also my first time riding a roller coaster at night, which was a cool experience. Once we were done everything, we got food and brought into Chocolate World. And I got a Halloween-themed milkshake afterward. Derek was anticipating to go to Hershey Park with me for 4 months before this day. And I'm glad that it was finally done. And I know he is as well. Number 2. August 17th. On that day, I went to the Ocean City Boardwalk again. But this time I went with my dad. It was special because it's been a long time since I did something like that with him. And it was an awesome day. I went to get food when we first got there, before going into the arcade, and that was another cool thing. Then we were doing the miniature golf, the pirate themed one. When we were done, Castaway Cove was opened. Again, I rode several different rides there. It was great how I even went on one that I was really scared while riding in 2018. We got there at 10 or 11 in the morning. We left at 6 or 7 that evening. Out of all the times I went to that boardwalk this year, this was by far the best one, because I felt like I did everything. Before I go over my best day of 2022, here are some honorable mentions. Honorable mention 1, April 25th. This is another trip I went on with the program I'm in at school. This time I went to the Franklin Institute. I first went there on my 4th grade trip in 2016, and that was one of my favorite days that I've had. This one wasn't as good as that one, but it was still good. I saw many of the popular things there at the museum, and during lunch I was talking with my friend Sean again. Honorable mention 2, June 10th. This was the final trip I went in school with the program I'm in during my sophomore year, and my second time going to Ocean City this year. We just walked around and went into a few stores and ended up eating at a pizza place. Before we left, I went into the fudge shop with the teacher I was with, and we shared 2 different kinds of fudge. Honorable mention 3, July 1st. This was yet another day I went to Ocean City. I went to the beach this time with my mom, along with Derek and Maddie, 2 people I've already mentioned. It was my first time seeing Maddie in person. After we were laying there for a while, we got ice cream before heading back home. August 5th. This day was another day that I went to a concert this year. John gave us tickets for them. It's a rock band known as Incubus. It was cool seeing them play Wish You Were Here and Drive, 2 of their songs. So I already like those 2 songs. This might have been in the top 10 on this list, but unfortunately at one point I got upset at the concert during an opening act, and I prefer not to talk about it, but it was still a good day. Honorable mention 5, September 9th. Derek picked me up from school that day, and then we went bowling together. And there he is. To eat there, we got chicken tenders, fries, and mozzarella sticks. Then we went to my house and played on my Wii for about 2 hours until Derek decided to drive home. It was nice to hang out with just him for once. Anyways, we made it to the number 1 spot on this list. Here we go with the drum roll. May 26th. Topping off this list, we've got another day I was anticipating a lot that year, and it was no disappointment. My class had a formal dance that evening that lasted from 5:30 to 9:30. It was like nothing I've ever done before, and it was a fond memory. We're dressed up fancy. When it started, we were sitting at the tables, and the seniors that were graduating in the program were standing in line, and the teacher was talking all about them. We then had the food there before we got to dance. As the night progressed, it kept getting better. I was getting along with everybody very well, and the friend you know of named Derek showed up, and my mom and John met him for the first time. We also took a picture with all the students outside, and I also did a photo booth with Derek and Colin, another friend I already mentioned. Then after we had ice cream, I went back to the middle, and a girl there asked me to dance with her. We were dancing with each other along with a few other students for the last 30 minutes. And that just made the rest of the night. I was dancing with a girl that's near my age for the first time. That was a special moment. So I hope you all enjoyed this video. If people can remember your favorite day of 2022, don't forget to tell me in the comments below. Bye.